The Diamondback Explorer by Lakon Spaceways is, as the name would suggest, a mid-range exploration vessel well known for its exceptional jump range. Many pilots have used this ship to cross the galaxy on long-range trips deep into the black. But how does the DBX fare against Thargoid interceptors? A question worth asking, considering its smaller counterpart, the Diamondback Scout, is perhaps the greatest small ship available for AX combat. In terms of offensive capabilities, you get 3 hardpoints, with 2 medium either side of the canopy, and a large on the underside of the hull. This can accommodate 3 medium Gauss cannons if you wish, but the distributor will probably have a hard time keeping up, and 2 Gauss with flak or a beam would work far better. The cockpit of the Diamondback Explorer is much the same as the Scout, offering excellent visibility all round, though the canopy can be a little weak at times. As you might suspect, comparisons to the Scout are unavoidable, and I'm afraid in this case they do not compare favourably. The Diamondback Explorer is larger, with more internal space available, the same power plant but a larger distributor, but unfortunately the same thruster size as the Scout. This makes the DBX far slower and more sluggish to turn than its smaller sibling. With 4 heatsinks though and no heat issues, the ship can handle re-exertions in its stride. A likely outcome with the lack of manoeuvrability and firepower on offer though. Let's see how the Diamondback Explorer fares against the Thargoids. First we face off against the Cyclops, and on this particular occasion there were 2 of them in the instance. The DBX has relatively poor pitch and yaw rates, making tracking the targets sometimes difficult. In a multi-going situation like this, using 3 pips in engines and 3 in weapons is the better solution, allowing boosts more often to get you out of trouble. Range control is one of the most difficult aspects of the DBX in AX combat. With relatively weak thrusters, it can be difficult to maintain range while also keeping the target within the crosshairs. This means expending far more ammunition than is ideal. The Diamondback Explorer is able to take down 2 Cyclops comfortably, though with considerably more work than with a more suitable ship. Next, we will be facing off against the Basilisk, though, like the Cyclops instance, this instance would feature both a Basilisk and a Medusa. So the fight starts off relatively well, but it isn't long before the Basilisk's highest speed is causing problems with target acquisition. If you're thinking this is quite a long attacking run against the Basilisk for 2 medium gas cannons, you would be correct, but maintaining enough range to do optimal damage is very difficult in the Diamondback Explorer. The range control problems that we experience when facing the Cyclops are amplified enormously against the Basilisk, with re-exertions of the hearts becoming common. On the attacking runs where a heart is actually destroyed, however, the weapon loadout performs well enough. It had been a lot of work to take out the Basilisk in this ship, but finally we could move on to the Medusa. The Diamondback Explorer's performance against the Medusa is better. Not great, but better than it fares against the Basilisk. The Medusa's lower manoeuvring capability does allow the Diamondback Explorer to land more shots at a closer range, and while more damage is needed to exert a heart, the weapon's loadout of 2 medium Gauss does not struggle to exert the early hearts of a Medusa. You really have to be careful with your range against the tougher Thargoids, as it is a struggle to maintain optimal range with the Diamondback Explorer, and this can leave you open to lightning attacks, if not careful. Though more comfortable than the Basilisk kill, the Medusa was still considerably more work than it would have been in the Diamondback Scout, and this would truly come through with the Hydra. The DBX has been used previously by Commander Maligno to destroy a Hydra, so this kill certainly is achievable, but in the attempts I made in the run-up to this review, I was not successful. The lack of maneuvering capability and speed makes controlling range against the Hydra very difficult. Also, the Diamondback Explorer is among the family of ships that loses thrusters under even the slightest of lightning contact, and so range control is sometimes a tightrope. The slow pitch rate means chasing the target often, and as a result there was always just something that gave out. I made several attempts with different loadouts, both flak and no flak, and while I wasn't successful within the time frame I had to complete this review, it's something I certainly will revisit in future, and hopefully be successful at taking down a Hydra in a Diamondback Explorer. The DBX was never intended to fight Thargoids, but can be made to work at a push. Though if you're going this route into AX, why not use the Scout instead? It has more speed and manoeuvring capability, hardpoints more serviceable for AX, and performs amazingly both with and without flak. The poor handling of the DBX really let it down during the demanding manoeuvring required in AX combat, and as a result of this, I cannot really recommend it for this purpose.